Asante sana na shukrani sana, tunaomba radhi kwa kuchelewa matangazo haya, lakini hakuna kilichoharibika. Saa 3:44 tunakwenda mpaka saa 4:30 kwa saa za Afrika Mashariki. Karibu sana katika The Big Agenda live kutokea Mwanza, Tanzania. Mimi naitwa Ajenda Mtoz, niko hapa kuhakikisha ninajadiliana na wewe kwa maoni, na mimi nikiwa na wageni hapa studio, na kikubwa ni kuona namna ambavyo tunajadiliana kwa kina. Wiki iliyopita nilikuwa Dar es Salaam na kujadili kwa kina mambo kadha kuhusiana na taifa letu la Tanzania, lakini kutokana na mambo kadha yanayojitokeza katika bara la Afrika, leo ninataka kujikita zaidi kulijadili bara la Afrika kwa ujumla zaidi kuhusiana na siasa, maendeleo na uhuru wa watu wa Afrika kwa ujumla. Hasa nitajikita katika eneo la Ethiopia na viunga vyake, na zaidi nitajaribu kutazama namna ambavyo hili bara la Afrika linaweza kujisimamia lenyewe kutokana na mambo kadha, baada ya kufuatia mijadala mingi sana kufuatia pale Uganda kuona taarifa zilizozagaa na kusema kwamba huenda uwanja wa Entebbe ukawa umeondoka. Na kumbuka viongozi wa Afrika jinsi ambavyo wanasema wataenda Ulaya mara zote kuomba misaada, ama wataenda Ulaya kujitangaza zaidi, lakini mikopo mikubwa inakuja na Afrika inaelemewa sana. Na wakati mwingine utakumbuka Zambia ilivyokuwa, shirika la utangazaji liliondoka hivyo hivyo kama utani hivi, lakini kutokana na mazingira ambayo mikopo ambayo yenye masharti makubwa migumu haitekelezeki, wakati mwingine inaipeleka Afrika kuwa taifa lisilokuwa imara na lisiloweza kujisimamia. Wakati mwingine tumeshuhudia Kongo na ukanda wa Sahel wote ule watu wanapigana sana kutokana na kwamba hawezi wakati mwingine labda kujisimamia. Ethiopia, nini kinatokea? Kulitazama hili nimemkaribisha moja kati ya mhadhiri mwandamizi wa Chuo Kikuu cha Saut, na vile vile pia huyu ni mbobevu ama mtaalamu wa masuala wanaita ethical leadership, na amejaribu kutembea ndani na nje ya nchi ya Tanzania. Ni mwandishi mzuri sana, ameandika tafiti mbalimbali na vile vile pia anafanya kazi katika sasa Chuo Kikuu cha Saut, na vile vile pia ni Mwethiopia kiasili. Yeye sio actually kiasili, ni Mwethiopia kabisa, na yuko hapa nchini Tanzania. Tukasema tumkaribishe tuzungumze naye. Nimekuwa naye mara mbili kwenye kipindi hapa, Dr. Andrea Negussie Dominic, a senior lecturer. Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Nakushukuru sana kwa kuja.
Asante sana.
Ninaomba radhi kwamba nitakuwa nachanganya kidogo kilugha leo, na nitatafsiri kutokana na lugha yake aliyonayo. Atatumia Kizungu, na pale ambapo anaweza kuzungumza Kiethiopia kidogo. Kwa niaba timu nzima basi yuko Emmanuel Makuliga na wenzake kwa kuhakikisha basi mimi nakwenda sawa sawa. Hebu nitazame Afrika, nitumie maoni yako kuhusu Afrika na unaionaje. Happy to see you, happy to host you tonight.
Nice to meet you.
Me too, I'm happy. Pale Dodoma tutasikia maoni kwa ufupi sana kutoka kwa Jawad Mohamed, pia tutasikiliza, na muda sio mrefu kuna clip hapo nayo sawa sawa tutakuja kuiona kuhusiana na namna wa Ethiopia wanavyosema. We just heard about what happening in Ethiopia. Exactly when you see a strong discussion about Ethiopia, Tigray, talk about them, talk about war, civil war, trace back historically if 1974 to 1991, I think it was a civil war in Ethiopia. It was a battle against Ethiopia and the rulers to remove out. Exactly what is happening now in Ethiopia? People want to know the origin of the problem now of Africa, especially Ethiopia.
Thank you very much, first of all, for having me here and to discuss about what's going on in Ethiopia. First, we have to understand the current situation. We have to go back a bit history to see. The key, Ethiopia has known that never colonized. Being never colonized Ethiopia is a headache for the Western world.
Okay, I'll translate kidogo. Anajaribu kusema kwamba tukumbuke pia Ethiopia haijawahi kutawaliwa, na kama haijawahi kutawaliwa basi hilo ni nawaumiza kichwa zaidi mataifa makubwa mengine huko ulimwenguni. Karibu sana.
Now, what the Western world, as it's never colonized, they were doing a lot of things how we destroy Ethiopia to eliminate that from the history that there exists an African country beaten the Western country. Now they start to cook a lot of things. And when it comes 1974, what is said,
1974 to 1991.
Yes, that time, now that party that is in the northern part of Ethiopia, TPLF, was prepared and organized by Americans and some European country to overthrow Ethiopian ruling party. One, but it's not that key target is not that one to overthrow. The key target is to divide Ethiopia into different nations. Like that, the name Ethiopia will be eliminated from the map of Africa. Now they started, they were helped, they took the power, they start ethnic federalism. What is the target? With ethnic city to create minimum 10 different nations in Ethiopia. And Ethiopia will be eliminated. Yes, they worked hard. Almost they were to succeed. But thanks to God, come Dr. Abiy Ahmed. And there he started to talk about uniting Ethiopia.
Kwa hiyo anajaribu kuzungumza kwa ujumla tu namna mataifa haya makubwa yanajaribu kutaka kufanya ni kama kuivuruga Ethiopia hivi, kutokana na kwamba historia inaonyesha wazi Ethiopia haijawahi kutawaliwa, lakini vile vile pia yako matatizo ya msingi ambayo yalikuwepo, na wakati huo hawa ambao wanawaita western country ambao sasa, when you say about western country you are talking about only America
and European countries.
Nchi za Ulaya na America wanajaribu sasa kuifix ama kuiweka Ethiopia kama sehemu fulani ya kutokuwa na malengo ya ujumla kwenye taifa lao. But maybe most of people discussing about what the war is all about. What the war is all about, Ethiopia.
Now, the current war is Ethiopia is waking up. Now that one, it's become a headache. The current ruling party before was the combination of 4 different ethnic party. But now it is one party based on the name is Prosperity Party. Think only how the development of Ethiopia, how Ethiopia comes out from their poverty. Now their key target is that one, but they continue building to finish dam. Now this situation, it's not good for some Americans and some Europeans, because with this system Ethiopia, it's shooting and developing very fast. It will become a boom of economy in Ethiopia.
Okay, anajaribu kusema kwamba pamoja na mambo mengine, lakini tatizo kubwa ambalo analiona ugomvi uliopo hapo ama hii vita iliyopo hapo ni kutokana na ujenzi wa bwawa kubwa la umeme ambalo linajengwa pale Ethiopia, na kwamba anaona hili ni moja kati ya jambo ambalo linaweza kuwa tatizo kubwa kwa mataifa makubwa, na hasa baada ya Ethiopia kujenga bwawa hilo na kujitegemea katika uimara wa kiuchumi. Karibu sana.
Okay. Now that one, as it is a headache, the West, especially the American, the current, not all American, the key ruling government of American, they are using the TPLF,
Tigray People Liberation Front.
Yes, they are using.
But I remember before that, I remember it was a BBC, I think, they wrote about the Prime Minister, the problem of Prime Minister disagreement with this TLPF. That's happening now because the agreement is quite different. The government is looking other ways, and others, this TPLF, they're looking other ways. Maybe the problem is start with the government people who are serving the government, especially Prime Minister.
100% wrong. That's cooked by BBC, CNN, these international media. They cooked. The Prime Minister, Dr. Abiy Ahmed, is open in dialogue. Ethiopia got a great leader. If someone thinks that Abiy is not open for discussion, I think that person has some problem. When you see peace with Eritrea, he's the one who brought peace. With other in Ethiopia, he brought peace. Now for them, they talk negative about him because he's proud of Ethiopia and he's proud of Africa. He's not kneeling down for them. He's proud and he's working for his people, not for Western, some leaders. Now, why he's working for his people, that is their problem. And the TPLF part, the problem, they are not working for their people. They are working for Western people.
Okay, asante. Anajibu kuonyesha kwamba haya makubaliano ambayo yanasemekana kati ya waziri mkuu wa Ethiopia Abiy Ahmed, ambaye anasema walishindwa kukubaliana na Tigray People Liberation Front, ambako ni kikundi kiko pale Ethiopia, ambacho yeye anasema ni moja kati ya kikundi ambacho hakifanyi kazi kwa maslahi mapana ya Ethiopia, badala yake kinafanya kazi kwa maslahi mapana ya magharibi. Kwa hiyo anajaribu kusema waziri mkuu wa Ethiopia ameshindwa kabisa kuwapigia magoti watu wa Ulaya. Kwa hiyo kinachotokea ni kwamba wanaweza kumtungia mambo kama hayo, lakini kweli ni kwamba anapigana kwa sababu ya taifa lake. Okay.
Now, yeah, there is misunderstanding also with TPLF and Tigray. TPLF is a party, is not a tribe, but a party formed using ethnicity. But in Tigray,
interested with Europeans.
Yes. In Tigray, there are different parties.
In Ethiopia.
In Ethiopia. In that region, there are different parties.
In Tigray region.
Yes. Now, that party is fighting, use the name of the Tigrayan people, but it's not for all Tigrayan. All Tigrayan, we cannot say that they accept. On Sunday, yesterday, in the capital city, Addis Ababa, the Tigrayan people, they were protesting against TPLF. Therefore, we have to distinguish Tigray
Tigray as a region
and
or Tigray as a party.
Yes.
Okay.
That party now, it is designated by the Ethiopian government a terrorist.
Okay, anajaribu kusema kwamba yako mambo mawili hapo. Kuna Tigray kama mkoa na kuna Tigray kama chama cha kisiasa ambacho kiko Ethiopia.
Yes. Now here there is a confusion sometimes. Now Ethiopia doesn't have any problem with the Tigray people. Tigray people is part of Ethiopia, and they are together. But there is one party called TPLF is creating a problem. But that party now, it's not a party; it is a terrorist group. That is Ethiopian government. Now America is saying that you have to sit down, discuss with the terrorist. The government has sent terrorists. Now my question is, America is ready? Biden. Now we don't. When you say America, we don't. It's not good to generalize. There are good Americans also, even in the leadership. But the Biden group and the secretary, when they are saying that discuss, are they ready to discuss with Boko Haram? Are they ready to discuss with different terrorist group? They ask Abiy to discuss. Why they don't discuss themselves?
Okay, anajaribu kusema kwamba maoni ama matarajio ama fikra za mataifa hayo ya Ulaya hasa Marekani, anajaribu kuomba waziri mkuu wa Ethiopia aweze kukutana na kikundi ambacho yeye anakiona ama kwa maoni yake ni kama ni kikundi ambacho anaona ni kama kikundi cha kigaidi hivi, terrorist group. I think kama anajaribu kukiona kama ni kikundi cha kigaidi. Sasa nauliza kwamba kwa nini Amerika washawishi au ama wamuombe waziri mkuu wa Ethiopia kujadiliana na kikundi ambacho kinaonekana ni kikundi cha kigaidi? Kwa nini Amerika wenyewe hawakai kujadiliana na Boko Haram na labda wale Afghanistan wale?
Yes.
Kwa hiyo anajaribu kuonyesha kwamba kwa nini wenyewe wanataka wa Ethiopia awajadiliane tu na kikundi cha kigaidi, na wenyewe mbona hawataki kujadiliana na makundi mengine ya kigaidi? Kwa nini wanataka Ethiopia? Okay?
Yeah. Now, when they start even the fight, it's not the Ethiopian, the military started. This the terrorist group. They attack the military force in the night. Now, which country is sitting down and watching when they are attacking the military? It's unacceptable ideology, saying that they are attacking your military base and you have to sit down and watch. Now, that is the Biden administration, what they think. Ethiopia, it attacked the military and they have to sit down and watching the terrorists when they are attacking.
But it seems the issue is very difficult, and when you look, when especially I remember the U.S. embassy in Ethiopia, they have asked their citizens to leave Ethiopia because they're looking forward they're looking for the big trouble in Ethiopia a few days to come. That's what they're asking now. If they see American fight, then they have to go back to U.S. because they see very soon the capital will be under terrorists.
They dream.
Addis Ababa.
Yes, they dream.
Will be under the terrorists.
They dream.
They're asking American to leave Ethiopia.
They dream, but it will never happen. It will never happen. That is their dream.
When you see if they're serious, U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, he has a certain meeting in Kenya discussing about conflict in neighboring Ethiopia. Exactly, they are very close to know. They are very close to discuss about the problem with Ethiopia. That's why they are even sitting in Kenya near Ethiopia discussing exactly what will be the best way to help Ethiopia.
One thing is, here we are talking about psychological war. The American embassy in Ethiopia and the US secretary, they are talking, they want to make a psychological war, including BBC, CNN, and many Western American medias. They want to make a psychological war.
What do you mean?
I mean, only to psychologically to frustrate Ethiopian and to frustrate other nations. And they run away because in a normal fighting, they can't win Ethiopia. I'm telling you. Even America, they have a lot of guns, yes? Technologically, they are good with armies. But practically, I'm telling you that they will never win Ethiopia if they fight. If you become fat, it does not mean that you are strong. They have modern equipment, but Ethiopia has a skill because of never colonized. Now, as Americans, they cannot attack Ethiopia with their armies. If they start, America will be a loser. You can see a lot of Ethiopians, they are protesting in different countries of the world. Now, as they are incapable with that one, propagating, passing fake information, frustrating the people to run away. If Addis Ababa is under the terrorists or they are arriving, what is doing the American embassy there? Why doesn't they leave?
But if you are discussing about only US, but I mean only US, remember even UK have been told their citizens to leave Ethiopia.
Why they don't leave? What are they doing? They talk, but they are sitting down there.
anajaribu kusema kwa summary, kwa ufupi tu, sitafanya direct quote, nafanya partial quotation hivi. Kwa hiyo anajaribu kusema kwamba pamoja na haya yote, kwamba pamoja na US Secretary wameenda Kenya na kukaa na kujadiliana namna ambavyo wanataka kutatua mgogoro uliopo hapo Ethiopia, lakini bado na ambassador wale embassy ya Ethiopia, ya Marekani nchini Ethiopia, ubalozi wa Marekani nchini Ethiopia wamewaomba wananchi wao wa Kimarekani waweze kuondoka, kwa sababu wanaamini muda wowote, wakati wowote, mji mkuu wa Ethiopia unaweza kuwa umevamiwa, na kwamba wamewaomba kwamba kila wanapoona ndege za Kimarekani ziko Ethiopia waondoke mara moja, kwa sababu hali haiwezi kuwa nzuri wakati anakubaliana kwamba pamoja na yote Amerika wapo vizuri sana kwenye teknolojia, wapo vizuri sana katika vifaa vya kivita, lakini anawakumbusha kwamba Amerika, Ethiopia haijawahi kutawaliwa, na kama kutatokea chochote ambacho wa Marekani wanataka kusogea pale, basi hawatashinda hiyo vita, kwa sababu wao wana mbinu pia nyingine za kivita. Sasa hizo when you talk about America, you are talking about a very giant state with the 21 controlling the world economy. Are you talking about, what are you talking about? When you talk about America, you're talking a huge government. You talk about a great nation. What are you talking about? Compared to America, compared to Ethiopia?
What's not, why Ethiopia is not great? Why they couldn't colonize until now? They cannot come directly. Why they are going to Kenya?
So,
because as they cannot directly, they go to Kenya, they beg. They go to Sudan, they beg. They go to Djibouti, they beg. Because they know that what they are going to face if they are coming directly.
So the problem of Africa or Ethiopia is America? Or the problem of Africa is leaders? I remember one of the speech, it was, I don't know, it was in Kenya, and Pierre Lumumba. We, the problem of Africa is African leader. It's not America, it's not actually UK, whatever. But the problem of Africa is Africa itself. What's your comment on that?
Africa, yes, we have a problem. What we don't want, we are like what they say, we accept without reasoning sometimes. African Union, the office, has to work hard to be independent. It's not necessary that they have to wait from Western country to give an order. There are a good American, they are supporting. For example, there is Freeman, he was talking good about Ethiopia. He's in Ethiopia currently. He's against to the Biden administration. But now, Africans, we have to be independent.
How do you independence? Why do you independence when you go back to even to the national budget? We are depending to those who are calling now imperialists. How can we be stable? How can we be stable while we are not independent? We are not independent in our economic. We are not independent even in our own decisions, making decisions. We are not. Go back to Libya. What happening in Libya? Go back to Central Republic of Africa. What happened? Now look at Ethiopia.
Look, the problem is not economy. The problem is determining. Abiy is determined.
The Prime
They are afraid, yes. The party together, they are determined. They are afraid. You will see within a few years what will happen with his administration.
Okay.
Now, if African, they are determined, and in Africa there is a lot of minerals, instead of taking it, make them to pay. Why we are giving them free? They have to pay. When they pay, that is income for Africa. Now, you can calculate the aid, what you are receiving from Western country. Does it help Africa? If you analyze the aid, what's coming is not helping Africa. properly, if it is analyzed, it is finishing in the pocket of few people. The aid what comes, if it is stopped, the African will change and move forward.
Okay,
the Chinese aid system is better than the Western one.
Okay, asante sana. Najaribu kuonyesha namna hata hii misaada jinsi inavyokuja. Japo nitamuuliza kwa nini anasema misaada ya inayotoka Uchina ukanda huo ni na ubora zaidi kuliko inayotokea upande wa Kimarekani. Kwa hiyo nitataka kujua ufafanuzi katika hilo. Ajaribu kuonyesha tu namna ambavyo Afrika inaweza kujisimamia, lakini anasema ziko rasilimali nyingi sana ambazo Afrika inataka tu tambuzi. Inataka watu wajitambue tu, viongozi wajitambue tu, lakini kusema kwamba hatuwezi kusonga ni kitu ambacho ni dhana potofu ambao anaiona ni kwamba Afrika inaweza kusonga mbele isipokuwa ianze kwanza kutafakari, kujitambua na kuacha kabisa kufikiria misaada, kwa sababu misaada ina masharti ambao ameuliza kwamba ni wapi ambapo misaada imekuja na imefanikiwa kwa kiwango cha kutisha. But before that, before I got a break, na makuliga muda so mrefu atanionyesha kuna reaction moja imefanyika Ethiopia hapo. Ana nimeshamuonyesha hiyo tayari. Itakuja kuona clip moja ya mdada mmoja anajaribu kuonyesha namna walivyokuwa watu wanajaribu kuandamana na kufanya vitu vingine hapo Ethiopia. Kwa muda sio mrefu makuliga huyu atanionyesha hiyo kipindi. Naambiwa Jad Mohamed sijui, naambiwa hajafika bana. Haya sawa. But the things that I was discussing is Ahmad, that right now when we are talking here, the Prime Minister Abiy is in the front line.
Yes.
Fighting terrorists.
Yes.
Do you think is the right approach for the Prime Minister?
Yes, 100%.
How?
We are proud of him because he's in front line. Because he is to protect the nation.
How?
As he has to protect the nation, it's not necessary to sit down in the office and send others, like some Western, the way they are doing it. That is what he makes him great. He's defending his nation.
Here's what is happening.
He's become a prime minister for Ethiopia. Anything happen for Ethiopia, he has to be in the front line. That is the culture of Ethiopians. In the past of Ethiopian leaders, they were doing like that. Yes, for others, sitting down in the office can be different. Therefore, what he's doing is the right approach. And by going the front line, now Ethiopia is easily beating the fight. I think in a few days to come, they will finish everything. Therefore, he's doing the right things. And some, the Western media, they say that why he's going to fight. He was having a Peace Nobel Prize he received, but he's going to fight. Like BBC, CNN, Al Jazeera, they are talking about that one. Receiving Peace Nobel Prize, it is known that he get it, he deserve. But now, he has to, having Peace Nobel Prize means when his people, they are dying, killed, and when Ethiopia is destroyed, the country, he has to sit down because I have a Nobel Prize. That doesn't work. Therefore, for Ethiopians, they love him and he's great. By going there, it does not mean that he loses. When Barack Obama, they went and bombarded Libya, he was receiving peace prize.
But no, I remember before he left the power, Obama apologized for what happened in Libya.
After he destroyed, that doesn't work.
Even when you go back to Japan, he went there and apologized that it was a mistake.
A mistake after they did. That is a political way of talking for them. That is politics. But let's see the politics for politicians. Here we are talking practical things. Now, when he went front line, it doesn't lose that he's receiving Peace Nobel Prize. He went there to defend. they talk that he can't defend. But in their country, when September 11 shooted their in Washington DC. Now Osama bin Laden. They want to destroy him. Now
it was for more than 10 years fighting to revenge.
Now what does it mean? Now if they want peace for them, when Afghanistan destroying, why they run away? Why they don't remain there? What does it mean? Now, therefore, for Ethiopians, Abiy going there, he did the right things. He is a man of peace, 100% without any doubt for Ethiopia. He's the prime minister for Ethiopia. And at the level of Africa, he's an African. But what they talk others, that is their business, not Ethiopian. Therefore, the first thing is we have to listen Ethiopians.
Okay, asante. Najaribu kusema kitendo cha waziri mkuu wa Ethiopia Abiy Ahmed ambaye amekwenda katika uwanja wa mapigano ni kuonyesha, kwanza anasema yule ni waziri mkuu wa Ethiopia na anafanya kazi kwa sababu ya wa Ethiopia, na hakuna mashaka yoyote kwamba ni jambo zuri ambalo yeye anasema wanalipongeza kwa sababu ni anaonyesha mfano kama kiongozi wa juu wa serikali. Kwa hiyo anasema hayo mengine yanayoongelewa pembeni huko hata hayawahusu kwa sababu yanayofanywa na waziri mkuu ni kwa ajili ya wana Ethiopia peke yao. Hiyo ni moja kati ya video ambayo inamuonyesha. Ngoja tumsikilize kidogo, usikilize anachokisema alafu tutakuja hapa.
Okay? Ethiopia knows how to run a country. We're not one of America's state. We're a country. So you've got to leave us alone. Okay? All these people are trying to tell you we're fine, we've got a government. We're not going to compromise. There's no negotiation with TPLF. All we want to do is we can handle it. US or whatever, CNN, BBC, shame on you. This is Addis Ababa. As you can see, everybody's out here happy, shouting, determined to fight TPLF, and telling you, the US government, everyone else who is following this, stay away from Ethiopian politics. Just leave us alone. Hands off. This is Africa. You know, you think Africa is stupid, but we're not. We know where you're heading. So you've got to respect us. This is what everyone is telling us. So America, stay away from Ethiopian politics. We've been here longer than you are. So you've got to leave us alone. That's all everybody's saying now.
Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to catch all.
Thank you. It's a high demonstration in Ethiopia. Maandamano haya yalikuwa yanafanyika, lakini sio maandamano ya kupinga serikali, ni ya kupinga namna ambavyo tawala ya Amerika iwaache wa Ethiopia, jinsi ambavyo wanasema wangeacha siasa ya Ethiopia ikiendelea wenyewe, maana wamekuepo Ethiopia kwa muda mrefu kuliko wa Amerika, kwamba wao ndio wazao wenyewe. Tumemsikiliza mwanadada huyu ambaye amerecord video na kuiomba dunia iweze kuwasikia kwamba Amerika iwaache hivyo. Sometime when you see people demonstrating against America, you think maybe it's a plan for the government, because now they are talking. The capital city is under threat. That's why you guys, you are mobilizing people to show up that we are in the angle that we can live again here. That's so you are looking for the help of Africa and how Africa can be united, because now, anytime the capital city will be under terrorists?
One thing is, the capital city, it will never happen that to become under the terrorists. It will never. That is a dream. And a dream sometimes can be reality. This one, it will never, by any means, it has to be underlined.
Look what Afghanistan.
Afghanistan is another thing. We are talking with Ethiopia. Ethiopia is a different. Afghanistan is another thing, but we are talking with Ethiopia and Ethiopia. And you can talk about different nations. When you come to Ethiopia, it's a different stories. Ethiopia exists more than 3,000 years ago. America has to learn what does it mean democracy from Ethiopia. Ethiopia is not necessary to learn from America. It doesn't need what does mean democracy Ethiopia to learn from America. No.
Why you're complaining? No. Since we are just talking, you're just complaining about America. Is American threat for Ethiopian development?
Is not threat. One thing is, the terrorist group is helped by America.
How?
It is. You can Google it and you will find in YouTube.
And the
fact there is US aid is internal. There is. When they are with the name of humanitarian assistance, they are entering. But when you say American, there are American good. You have to underline.
Not all American.
Not all. The leadership. But there are American. They are against to their leadership. Now, this Ethiopian, what you say is that they are protesting in the capital city. BBC, CNN, Al Jazeera, they are not talking. But in one day only, in 27 cities in the world, they protested. 2 weeks ago, something. But they showed, BBC, CNN, Al Jazeera, they didn't show it. Why? In Washington, D.C., it happens. In a different city of America, it happened, protesting. Now that one is not, they are not mobilized by Ethiopian government because the people, they have mind. In Canada, in Italy, Belgium, France, Australia, in many 27 cities, it happened. Even happening yesterday in Beirut, it happened. Therefore, here Ethiopia is coming out and become independent nation. Now that's something they don't want. Therefore, these terrorists, they are approaching a capital city, is far from the truth. Very far from the truth.
But how can you escape from that contradiction, things that happen caused by developed countries?
What, for example?
Especially talk America is a very developed country, and they are fighting with a developing country. How can you leave it? How can you try to escape from that such situation? Because even you are fighting for maybe sometimes 40% of your things you are depending from those developed country. So how can you leave American? How can you leave US? How can you leave Europe? Because you don't have anything technologically, economically, you're not strong. Maybe I'm talking about African continent in general. How can you fight those who have power?
Well, only America that has the power in the world.
I'm talking about the Europe in general.
All the Europe, they
compared it to African continent.
Take it Russia. They don't interfere in any country business. They respect the sovereignty of the country. Take it China. They respect the sovereignty of the country. There are countries they respect. You work with those countries. Those countries they don't respect. Why you have to work with them? Win situation. It's not win-lose. America is there, European is there, win-win situation, win-lose it doesn't work. Therefore, they have interest, Ethiopia has interest.
Asante sana. Dr. Negussie anaonyesha namna ambavyo wala sio tatizo Afrika kushindwa kujitegemea, wanaweza kujitegemea tu, na anajaribu kuonyesha namna ambavyo kwa nini tatizo liwe kwa Amerika peke yake. Amejaribu kutoa baadhi ya nchi, mfano Russia ni moja kati ya nchi ambao ni kubwa yenye uchumi imara na iko vizuri kwenye teknolojia vile vile, lakini kwa nini haisumbui? Ndio anachosema. Anasema wa China, other German,
some European, some good, some there. Half
50-50. Ajabu kuonyesha namna ambavyo inakuwa. Nikujuze tu, huyu anayezungumza naye anaitwa Dr. Negussie Andrea Dominic, ni a senior lecturer at Saut, na vile vile pia ni mtu ambaye amefanya kazi kwa uzoefu mkubwa sana na katika mataifa mbalimbali, na amezunguka hii dunia hii katika vyuo mbalimbali, na vile vile pia amewahi kuwa na head of department hapa katika chuo cha Saut, head of department, dean of the faculty of social science and communication. Aliwahi kuwa deputy vice chancellor for academic affairs. Kwa hiyo ninazungumza na huyu mtu ambaye pia amewahi kuwa deputy vice chancellor for administration and finance. Kwa hiyo tuko naye hapa, tunajaribu kuzungumza naye kupata knowledge hiyo, anayatazamaje mambo. Ninazo dakika chache sana za kuondoka hapa, lakini nina swali la mwisho. My last question, maybe, how the Ethiopian reaction to the world about the situation that is happening in Ethiopia right now?
If you want to understand, switch off BBC, switch off CNN, switch off this some media, and open a lot of YouTube narrated by Africans. By African. There you will understand what's going on in Ethiopia. By African, I'm saying. Narrated by African. You enter in the YouTube, they will tell you what is going on, the truth. But if you are listening like CNN, BBC, these American media, they will give you fake information. What it is not on the ground. Even sometimes what the Prime Minister Abiy said, they completely misinterpreted and passed to the media. I think it is a shame. I think why the media, where is the media ethics? When I'm watching, I'm surprising how many times means we are cheated.
But you are producing, you are in university that you are producing also a journalist. Alfred is there. They're just producing African who, when they are being employed by American, then they are turning hostile, talking about negative of African continent. You have that such kind of your student, you guys, you are producing.
Now the African, they say what they know. They don't cook to destroy. They may not have information, and they say it without having information. And having a real information and cooking, there are two different things. The African, I think it's necessary to have African media, that the African, they narrate their stories. For example, there is BBC Kiswahili, BBC Arab, BBC something, BBC in Ethiopia also, in
Rwanda, even in Rwanda.
BBC. Why? What about Star TV? ITV, BBC.
Thank you for your time. I think my time is. I'm not closing the program. I'm just because I will call back. I'm just going to call you back again to discuss about it. Alfred, your friend, Sir Alfred, is just asking him that to talk about WHO Director Dr. Tedros. I know what exactly he's talking about.
Now, he is an Ethiopian, yes, but he's with the party of this now designated as a terrorist.
No, forget about him. Forget about Alfred. Maybe you can talk to him when he comes to financial area.
Okay.
Don't give about his money. Thank you for your time. I'll call you maybe next Friday. to discuss about it. Nairisha mjadala kwa sababu muda wangu umekimbia sana. Ninazo dakika 2 za kuondoka hapa. Maybe last to talk about it 1 minute please.
Okay. Now Africa, they have to unite. Africa, it's a great, but the African Union has to work for Africa, and education system has to be changed, and we have to study to change Africa. Africa is a great continent.
Thank you. I'll invite you next Friday. I think you'll be available.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy to host you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night. Thank you. Na asante sana. Tumejaribu kuongea naye mambo mengi kidogo kuhusu Afrika na nairisha mjadala. Nataka kuja naye tena wiki ijayo. Tujadili tujue hasa nini kinachoendelea katika Afrika, haswa hapo Ethiopia. Nini hasa kinaendelea? Nataka kuja kujikita kwenye swala la elimu pia. Education, African education. Inawezaje kuaffect maendeleo ya Afrika kwa ujumla. Mimi naitwa Ajenda. Saa 4 na dakika 30 kwa niaba ya timu nzima, Emmanuel Makulige ana na wengine wote wamefanya kazi iliyotukuka. Tukutane katika the big agenda, na hii ilikuwa ni the big agenda kuhusu Afrika. Good night. Asante sana.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.